everyone, I hope you're well. Welcome to the So Essential vlog. I'm Lucy and I'm here today to talk you through the autumn trends for this year, so 2019. As always, I've picked out a few of my favourite looks from my favourite stores on the high street, and then I've picked out the patterns and the fabrics you can use to recreate those up to the minute looks and get yourself a piece of the action this autumn. So as always, the link to our website is below, and you'll also find links to the products below as well. Everything I mentioned today is available on our site, so hopefully I'll bring you lots and lots of inspiration. Also, I should just mention that actually a lot of the pieces in this video work together as well, so you could create yourself a bit of a capsule wardrobe for autumn. So I'll talk you through my ideas for that as well. And before we get started, I'll just share with you what I'm wearing today, which is my Simplicity wrap dress 8735. So I made a short sleeve version. I have got a cami on underneath today for a little bit of extra warmth because it's a little bit breezy up here today. But then paired with my leather jacket and my favourite cons, it's a midi length dress, and it's a great dress for autumn. So that pattern's available on our website actually if you're interested. Fabric's all sold out long ago, but yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. So let's crack on anyway and get talking about what to wear this autumn. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about, it's a coaty gun sort of casual jacket from Next, and it's in a brown sort of check colour. It looks like a boucle or a wool type fabric, and the model's wearing it with a very simple classic jean and a denim shirt as well, and then a little leopard print belt to sort of add a bit of extra interest to the look. I thought it was a really nice look, really easy to wear. If you wanted to make jeans, we've got loads of the most popular jeans patterns on our site. The Ginger jeans by Closet Case, we've got the Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans, so you could get on and have a look at those. That's a key piece, a pair of jeans that would work with all the items I'm going to talk about today, or most of them. So we've got loads and loads of new denims on the site you could use to make a pair yourself, or if you've just got some favourite ready to wear jeans, they will come in handy to mix and match with the other items I'm going to talk to you about. But anyway, to recreate this sort of casual relaxed look coaty gun, I thought you could use Simplicity 8742, and I would go for view B. And the thing I really like about this is it's suitable for wool type fabrics. There's no fastenings, there's no buttons. It's got, the version I've chosen's got a simple sort of turn back lapel. It's got sewn on pockets. It's got a nice chunky cuff on the sleeve. And it's just got that nice casual relaxed look that the Next coatigan had. And you know, if you haven't had a go before at making coats or jackets, but you're tempted to give it a try, I think this pattern would be a great starting point. And brown fabric for outerwear is absolutely everywhere this season, everybody. It's big, it's back again. It came back into circulation last season, and it's very much here to stay again this winter, which is great news, because we invested in some lovely suiting fabrics that are very, very reasonably priced. I think they're about £7 a metre. I mean, prices are subject to change on the website, but get on and have a look. I'm sure this one's £7 a metre. And I think this would be ideal for that pattern. It's got a lovely sort of bronze coloured fleck through it, and it's got a very sort of faint, almost check design. So I think that would be ideal to create a similar sort of look to the Next coaty gun, and would keep you nice and warm, be bang on trend with the colour, and be super stylish too. So that sounds like a bit of a winner to me. The next look I wanted to talk to you about is, and it sort of picks up and carries on from that theme really, is that checks are absolutely everywhere as well. So tartan and checks are really big again. If you want to go bold, you can clash your checks. That's one of the looks that have been seen for the more adventurous of us out there. But if you want to keep it simple and just dip your toe in the water, I thought that this skirt from Warehouse, which is a lovely midi length pencil skirt, would be a great place to start. I thought it'd be perfect to wear for work, nice and smart, but definitely ticking that check trend. The pattern I would use to recreate the look is Burda 6370. So there's an option for a midi length pencil skirt. It's probably a little bit longer than the warehouse one I've shown you, but it would be easy enough to shorten that if you wanted to. And the styling on the packet's pretty bad of this pattern in my honest opinion. But just see past that, guys, because actually when you look at the silhouette, it would be great for a check because there's no seam lines on the front. You've obviously got a seam down the back where you've got a vent and your zip, but it's very, very simple, so it would work really well with a check. And it's got quite a nice high deep waistband as well, which I thought was a nice look and in keeping with the warehouse inspiration that I had. There's also an option for a shorter pencil skirt, and a little tip here if you are doing a pencil skirt that Angela taught me many years ago is just to taper it in slightly at the ends. It just gives you a nicer shape, so you might need to do that on this pattern looking at the shorter version. It looks like the longer version already has been tapered, but just bear that in mind when you're making. The shorter version has also got a ruffle on it, and ruffles are very, very big this season as well, so if you fancy giving that a go, you could always do that part of the skirt. So there's something for everybody, whether you want something more plain and simple or something a bit more adventurous. And the fabric I would use to recreate that look is this lovely suiting fabric. It's got a slight bit of stretch in it, so I think that would be helpful from a comfort point of view. You know, it's not a stretch fabric, it's a woven fabric, but there's a little bit of give in it. So for a fitted design like that, I thought that was quite nice. And it's just a lovely classic check. Again, in this season's must-have colour, the browns. I think it would work really, really well made up as that pencil skirt. And that could be paired with blouses, polo necks, cardigans, all sorts of different looks for that one. The next item I want to talk to you about is a beautiful, beautiful dress from Whistles. So this is, oh, it's just delightful. I think the styling, everything is perfect about this dress. So it's a midi length dress. It's got a long sleeve. It's got the option, I think, to tie it up at the top, and then it's got ruffles, like a tiered effect on the skirt, ruffles, which is very, very in. You've got to channel your Little House on the Prairie type vibe. That is all the rage again this autumn. So very pretty, very feminine, and actually styled the way the model styled the dress, wearing the dress on the Whistles website, with knee-high boots, you know, actually quite practical as well, because you would actually be able to keep nice and warm in this style. Again, you could pair it with a leather jacket. I just think really lovely look, and again, dark florals are everywhere again for autumn. So once again, that's been a key look for a few seasons now. It hasn't gone away, and to be honest, I'm quite happy about that because I love a dark floral. So the pattern I chose that you could recreate this look with is a New McCall's pattern 7973. Lots of different options on this pattern, but I would go for View C, which is definitely channeling that Little House on the Prairie look. So it's got a pussy bow type blouse, necktie. It's got full length sleeves, the same as the Whistles dress, and they are gathered, the sleeves are, so they sort of balloon out a little bit and then they're gathered, and that's the same sort of look again. I love that detail on a sleeve, I think it's beautiful. It's got like a waistband to draw you in at the waist, and then it's got the long skirt with the tiered effect on the bottoms, that peasanty sort of look. I think it would work brilliantly and would be great for recreating that look. And the fabrics I've chosen for that one, we've got this polyester fabric, which is a lovely dark floral. That would work well for that. You would have to line this fabric though, because it is quite sheer, so that would be, you need to bear that in mind if you did go for that, but this would be ideal for recreating that look in terms of the style and the colours and the print. And then the other option you've got as well is we've got this sort of satiny, I don't know if it's a crepe de chine or a satin, it's a satin dark floral print, and this is really rather beautiful as well. I actually want to splash out and splurge and maybe use this as a lining for a coat I'm planning, but feels a little bit frivolous to use it as a lining, but then it's a coat, so you know, it's going to be worn a lot, it's going to last me years. But if you guys snap this up for this beautiful dress pattern that I'm telling you about, that won't be able to happen, but that's fine, because There's other options out there as well, but I think that would work really well as well. And yeah, just got a whole lot of love for that dress and that look. I think it's gorgeous, very romantic, very chic. The next pattern I want to talk to you about and the next look, as I mentioned, ruffles are everywhere. So clearly a little house on the prairie midi length dress isn't for everybody, but if you want to try the ruffle trend out in a more wearable way, or a way that you find easier to wear, I know a lot of people prefer separates, you could go for, you could recreate this look from Warehouse, which is a blouse with a ruffle V on the front. I really like this look. They've done it in sort of a plaid or a tartan at Warehouse. It's got long sleeves, it's got a chunky cuff, the sleeve slightly like a bell sleeve again, and then this lovely ruffle around the V, and the model's got it on just with a simple denim skirt. You could wear it with jeans, again quite a workable, wearable piece, and the pattern I would use to recreate that look is McCall 7977. So this is another new pattern from McCall's from their new season release, and View B is pretty similar to that. It has got a high neck rather than a V. You could alter that if you wanted to, but actually I think the high neck would work quite well as well. It's got the same lovely chunky cuff detail and the balloon sleeves, and it's got the big V ruffle down the front. So, and I think that would work really well in either of the fabrics that I just showed you. So this lovely satin print with the birds and the flowers on, or the dark floral polyester print as well. It would work well in either of those. And also that would mix and match with the jeans when I talked about earlier, just having a classic pair of jeans or making a classic pair of jeans. You could mix and match that top with those jeans. Alternatively, you could make that top in a plain fabric. You could make like a nice plain black one, and you could pair that with the check midi length skirt that I told you about, and I think that would look really nice because you'd have that tailored fitted silhouette on the bottom, but then a bit of feminine ruffles on the top, so that would balance that out well. So that's that one. The next one is one that probably has featured, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but it might have featured in probably my last sort of two years worth of autumn and winter trend reports, and I'm not going to apologise for that because it is an absolute classic. It is a wardrobe staple. I've got a number in my wardrobe and every year they get a right good bashing, and that is the good old-fashioned turtleneck. I have seen these everywhere, guys. I've seen them in all of my favourite shops. The one on the screen is from Whistles, and it's in this lovely sort of clarity burgundy almost sort of colour, but I've seen them in like forest greens and mustard colours, all those sorts of autumnal tones, and the pattern I would use to recreate the look, which I've tried and tested myself and worn this top to death, is Quicksew 4069, and I always recommend it every year, but it's such a goodie, it's such a wardrobe staple. I would make it up as well. This is exciting. We've got a brand new colour in our Isabella wool fabric, which is a jersey fabric, and every year we do amazingly well with these because they are just so beautiful. It's a John Caldor jersey with wool, and it is just the most beautiful quality. It's got lots of drape and movement. It's super soft and warm against your skin. People love this stuff. We've got it in a number of different colours. We've got it in like a charcoal, like a paler grey, a teal, which is really pretty, a purple, which I made a dress in, and now we've got this red. Oh, there's like a more of a sort of not pillar box red, but a brighter red as well. Oh, and there's a navy as well. There's a French navy. So there's plenty of colours to choose from. And what we often find is that people buy one and then they come back and they buy it in all the other colours as well, or they buy lots of the other colours as well, because it is so beautiful and it washes and wears beautifully. And I am so excited that we have this new shade. It's called Claret, and I think that would be perfect for recreating the Whistles turtleneck that I just showed you. And the other thing to mention here, again, that would fit nicely with the capsule wardrobe because you could pair that with the check pencil skirt. You could pair it with the jeans and the cardigan. All these autumnal tones are working together really well to create a nice capsule wardrobe that you can mix and match the different pieces with. So yeah, that is definitely a wardrobe winner in my book. And then finally, the last thing I had to talk to you about today, which is very important, especially seeing as Strictly has just started. For any of you Strictly fans out there, I absolutely love that programme. I can't get enough of the sparkle and the smiles and the music and the just general happiness and feel good vibe on a Saturday. So sequins are big again this year, and they are in all the major shops. There's a little bit of a different take on them this year. There's some sort of like ombre tones and drapey dresses and that sort of thing, but I've chosen quite a simple shift dress here because I just think if you're sewing with sequins, and particularly if you haven't done it before, it's nice to go for a simple silhouette so that you're not having to sew too many seams and that sort of thing. So I chose a dress from Roman Originals, which is just a lovely, simple, classic shift dress. And I think that Burda 6721 View C, which is a pattern I've made before, would work really well for this. So it's just a simple shift dress. It's got lovely French darts, which I just find so flattering, and I think they just give you such a lovely shape. It has got darts in the back, and then it's just got a short sleeve. It is a Burda Young pattern, so you could look at it and think, oh my god, that's short. Oh, I'm not sure if I'd wear that. And the Roman Originals dress I showed you was a bit more of a demure, sort of elegant length, I would say. But it would be easy enough to just lengthen the pattern, and also you might want to just taper the skirt a little bit so it's not so A-line. But yeah, I've made this pattern. I've got, I wore the dress I made a couple of vlogs ago. It was like a blue with a big red and white floral print on it, and it's just a lovely, comfortable, easy to wear dress, and a simple sew. So I thought, what a great dress to make in sequins. And we've got beautiful John Caldor sequins galore. So the colour I've chosen is this gorgeous metallic-y blue. We also have them in black and ivory as well. And what you would need to do, like the Roman Originals dress, the sequins are sort of sheer, so you'd need to just do a lining as well. And then you could actually have, you know, a little bit of, obviously you'd make your lining slightly shorter, so you'd see that sheer edge of the sequins at the hem of the dress, which I think looks really pretty. And just look at all this sparkle, guys. I mean, that would be totally Strictly worthy, wouldn't it? If I was going to Strictly, definitely be whipping myself up in a dress in that. But to line it, if you haven't seen these, I was excited to tell you about these as well. I think I did vlog about them a while ago, but we've got some fantastic stretch linings, which again are John Caldor. Yeah, these are John Caldor. This is the navy one. So it's not majorly stretchy like, you know, some jersey fabrics or whatever, but there is a good amount of stretch in that. And it's got a nice finish to it. It's got a nice luxurious feel. So if you lined the dress in that, obviously you're not going to feel scratchy and itchy with all those sequins, and it does need to be lined anyway because it's sheer. This comes in loads of other colours as well. We've got like a nude colour, I think we've got ivory, or possibly white as well, and black. So any sort of party makes and things like that that you're looking at, these are a really good buy. And I've had lots and lots of lovely feedback and compliments from people who are really into sewing. Some of my friends who are on Instagram who've used them and said they thought they were fantastic. And then the other idea I had for the sequin option is, if you didn't want to make a dress, if you're not a dress person or you don't want to go that all out with the sequins, how about making a simple scout tee, which is the Grain Line Studio simple t-shirt pattern. I thought again you could make that up in any of our John Caldor sequin fabrics, pair it with your jeans, pair it with trousers, and mix and match. And that is on my to sew list for this winter. I've been saying that I will make myself a sequin top because I haven't got one. So I think between all of those things, hopefully, you know, you can see there's some ideas, things you can mix and match, lots of warm autumnal tones that you can bring together, ways that you can go for it if you're full on feminine and girly, but then if you're not that way inclined, you can kind of sharpen things up with a bit of tailoring, and a bit more of a boyish look perhaps with the coaty gum. So it's certainly inspired me. I don't like it when summer comes to an end. I think we are supposed to be having some nice hot weather this weekend, so that might happen, I don't know, but whether it does or whether it doesn't, I suppose it's always a good idea to be starting to plan those next season makes and get ahead of the game, ready for those first miserable days that we're bound to experience at some point. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. As always, all of the patterns and fabrics I've mentioned are available on our site. Please get on our site and have a look around. You'll love it. There's so much to choose from. And if you like what you see today, please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.